lately regarding this issue about Kid Cudi's hit song Day and Night. Now, for many years, Jim Jones has been taking credit for basically giving Kid Cudi his music career. Jim Jones feels like after he remixed Day and Night, that's when Kid Cudi's career officially took off.
Right here, night and what it was, day and night, day
Yeah,
and night.
that was one of the.
We mixed that shit.
That's
I
how.
didn't know that shit.
That's how y'all know Kid Cudi. You would have never known Kid Cudi if I didn't remix the record in New York City. I made that the biggest record in New York City. It wasn't Kid Cudi. Nobody knew who Kid Cudi was. Kid Cudi became about because he had video directors that I wanted them to do a video, and I asked them show me a video they did before, and they showed me this kid on top of a roof with a record called Day and Night.
Right.
He worked in the store under the label. There's nobody. I was like, oh, yo, did this? I said, I like the record. Get the beat of the record. I want to do a remix. If you give me the beat of the record, I'll let y'all shoot my video. These kids was trying to shoot a video for free for me.
Oh.
Like, I got the beat. I told them they went crazy. You want to do it. I got the beat. I just shot the video to the beat, and I never even put the shit out. They put it up on YouTube. They ripped it off of YouTube, and it became the biggest record in New York City. And that's how Kid Cudi became an artist. They ended up giving him a big deal off of Jim Jones' back.
Now here's the wild part. For years, Cudi has never thrown shade at Jim Jones. In fact, every time Cudi brings up that remix or mentions Jim, he's nothing but positive.
Talk to Jim Jones after he did the remix, because that was early me and Syph days, and that really set your shit off on hot on kind of another level.
When you see somebody be inspired, you know what I'm saying, especially somebody that you grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Used to up listening to, you know, going to the parties, picking up chicks, you know, driving around the blocks in Columbus at the block parties, playing Dipset, you know. So this was the guy I looked up to, and like,
that's dope,
you know,
bro.
just see that he was so inspired. I mean, I was looking at it recently. I was like, oh, he got the flannel in there. He was trying to look like a little hipster in the video, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, he's definitely getting the vibes, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, I ain't never seen Jim Jones in no flannel, hipster Jim.
But yesterday seemed to be the breaking point. Watching that Jim Jones interview made Cudi finally step out of his calm mode and hop on camera to set the record.
Starting my day, and, you know, I see something online that I have to address, right? So Jim Jones, first off, we love Jim Jones, right? Like, I grew up on Jimmy. Like, he's the homie. I met him when I was coming up. He was cool, right? Jimmy, I'm going to address you directly, my nigga. You talking about how you are responsible for my success is a lie. You need to stop lying to people. You get on your little podcast and you start gossiping and talking shit, and everybody on your podcast don't know the truth. So they're all agreeing with you. But if you look under the comments under that post, you'll see people are letting you know what time it is. You know, this is part one. I got more to say. Day and Night was already a hit record before you touched it, my nigga. I put it on my MySpace. It blew up. Okay? I had an entire mixtape. I was on my way. Motown was courting me. Kanye wanted to sign me. All because of Day and Night, because I put it on my MySpace and it blew up, my nigga. It blew up. I can promise you that Sylvia Rhone did not listen to your remix and say she wanted to sign me. That is not why I have a record deal, bro. Nothing you're talking about is the truth. How do you think I had a music video? I was shooting the music video. I was already on. You saw a hit record and jumped on it, my nigga. Like, you didn't make me, man. You didn't make me. So, like, you got to stop telling these tales, my nigga. Like, you got to stop. I want to shout out everybody that's been in the comments letting this nigga know what the truth is, you know. But it's crazy how people just be trying to, like, take credit for my success. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild, you know? Like, and I like Jimmy, man. It kind of breaks my heart to hear him on here trying to take credit for something that he's not a part of. You know what I mean? You jumped on my shit. I didn't ask you to do that, you know? And granted, they played it on Hot 97 every day, and it was a thing on Hot 97 on the radio. But I was an international artist from jump. Like I had the world, my nigga. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. But I'm gonna address this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, no more tails, my nigga. You ain't had nothing to do with this. So yeah, man. Just wanted to address that. You know, I just know that like niggas is trying to erase history. You know what I mean? Niggas is trying to rewrite history. You know, and I'm alive and well, and I'm around to address it. This Jimmy talking about how he's responsible for my success. This comes up every couple years. He's always talking about it, and I've been ignoring it. And now finally, I'm gonna say something. You know, because you're not about to be out here trying to like take credit for something that you had nothing to do with. You know, so yeah, just wanted to address that, y'all. Peace and love.
Well, last night, Jim Jones basically said, all right, bet, since we're talking about it, let's really talk about it. Jim spun right back at Cudi to hit him with, if you're not from New York, you wouldn't understand. Now hold up right there, because that first line alone clears up half of the confusion surrounding this whole debate. As I told y'all yesterday, this is a regional argument at its core. Yes, Jim made Day and Night hot in New York City and the tri-state area, but that doesn't mean the remix was ringing off in Texas, Cali, Virginia, Idaho, or Mississippi. But let's keep going. Jim says he loves Cudi too, but when the record dropped, nobody had heard of him yet. He said it wasn't on the radio, BET, MTV, or even the mixtape circuit, and Cudi wasn't moving through NYC like the new guy on Fire. Jim says he remembers exactly how he even ended up freestyling over the record and claims that freestyle is still considered a New York classic. He adds that Cudi didn't even have a deal at the time he did the freestyle. He says Cudi's video was shot by his intern, and the only reason he let him shoot it was that he asked to see his work first. After seeing the video they shot for Cudi, Jim told him if he could secure the beat, he would let him shoot the freestyle video too. Jim clarifies it wasn't a feature. He says the original record never got spins on Hot 97 before all that happened. He says there was no IG at the time, none of these platforms, and in '08 he was extremely hot in the streets, so hot that he only did the video and didn't even bother releasing the audio. He says people ripped the audio straight from the YouTube video, and Hot 97 ran it as a new Jim Jones record, which then hit all the countdowns. From there, he claims Cudi naturally caught fire in the industry and DJ Trax signed him. Then they released the official version of the song nationally, the one with just Cudi on it, and he blew up. Jim says he remembers it crystal clear and that you could call Cudi's ex-manager, who was also his intern and the video director. But he says there won't be any slander on the truth and to keep him trending because it's too easy. Then he trolls by adding, you should slap yourself for reading this long essay. Y'all fall for anything. Jim also went to his IG story and wrote, the truth hurts way more than the lies. That's why every time I talk, people get in their feelings. And honestly, this is the same narrative Jim has pushed in every interview, that remixing Cudi's record helped elevate the song and shine a brighter light on Cudi's career. But of course, people are clapping back, saying, Jim, in '08, you weren't that hot, bro, and that if anything, he used a record that already had heat to boost his own run. And this is one of those situations where you almost have to agree to disagree. Because yes, without Jim remaking that record, it probably wouldn't have made it to Hot 97 that fast. But that's not the same thing as saying Cudi's career wouldn't have taken off on its own. Introducing someone to a new regional fan base does not mean you built their career. If a record is already buzzing and you remix it to push momentum faster, cool, but that's not something I'd personally try to take full credit for. Today, the original Day and Night sits at 261 million views. Jim Jones's remix sits just under 1 million. So when fans look at the numbers, it makes the credit argument tough. But let me know what y'all think. Did Jim Jones make a fair point? Like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch y'all next time.